Tired of sitting on your couch watching Netflix and wondering how you can make some extra cash without actually leaving your house? Have you ever thought about becoming an Airbnb co-host, but then realized you have no experience? This past year alone, new hosts in the US have collectively earned more than $1.5 billion in income on Airbnb. The truth is, nobody really knows what they're doing when they start out. Sure, there are some basic principles to follow, but each guest is different, and each situation requires a unique approach. If you watch this full video, I'm going to show you how you can become an Airbnb co-host with absolutely no experience whatsoever. That's right, you don't need to have any fancy qualifications, just a willingness to learn and a spare room or two. With all that said, here are 7 quick and easy steps to become an Airbnb co-host with no experience. Number 1, sign up as an Airbnb user. So you want to become an Airbnb co-host, huh? Well, step 1 is to create a user account. Don't worry, it's not complicated physics, but it does require a few brain cells to rub together. First, head over to the Airbnb website to download the mobile app. Then click on that magical sign up button to fill out the necessary information. Yes, that means your name, email, and a password that isn't 1234. Come on, people, we're better than that. Once you've successfully created an account, take a deep breath and pat yourself on the back. You're officially part of the Airbnb family. Now it's time to start exploring the platform and learning more about hosting. And let's be honest, you're probably going to spend the next few hours scrolling through all the amazing properties, imagining yourself sipping coffee on a balcony, overlooking the Eiffel Tower, or lounging in a hammock on a tropical beach. Oh, the wonder. You get what I mean, right? But eventually, you'll get down to business and start learning how to be a kick-ass co-host. Number 2, attend a hosting seminar. Hosting seminars? What could be better than this? This is the perfect place to learn all about how to become a super host and rake in the big bucks on Airbnb. Because who wouldn't want to be rolling in cash from renting out their spare room or an entire home to complete strangers? But all jokes aside, attending an Airbnb hosting seminar can actually be pretty helpful. You'll learn about all the ins and outs of hosting, from creating a killer listing that will attract guests to managing their expectations and making sure they have a great stay. Plus, you'll get to network with other hosts and maybe even make some new friends. Of course, there will be some upsells and promotions for Airbnb's latest and greatest features, but hey, that's just business. Now, before you think you've heard it all, when it comes to becoming an Airbnb co-host with no experience, hold your horses. You won't want to miss the rest of this video, as I've saved the best ways for the end. I promise you'll be blown away by the unique and creative ideas I've got in store for you. But before that, like and subscribe to the channel Life of a Landlord for more videos like this. Also share this video to others who might be interested. And now, number 3, research the market. You're about to embark on a wild ride of unpredictable guests, unexpected challenges, and hopefully some awfully lot of cash. But before you jump headfirst onto the world of hosting, there's one thing you need to do: research the market. Now, I know what you're thinking. Research? Ugh, that sounds like a lot of work. Can I just slap up some photos of my spare bedroom and call it a day? Sure, you could do that, but then you'll be stuck wondering why nobody wants to pay $500 a night to sleep on a lumpy futon with a view of your neighbor's cat. So do yourself a favor and take the time to look at other listings in your area. See what amenities they offer. Do they have a pool? What about a hot tub? A butler who serves champagne on demand? Figure out what you can offer that they can't or won't, and while you're at it, take a peek at their pricing. Are they charging $50 a night or $500? Knowing the going rate will help you set a price that's fair to you and your guests. And last but not least, pay attention to the kind of guests other hosts are attracting. Are they mostly families, couples, or solo travelers? Do they look like they're there to party or to relax? This will give you an idea of the type of guests you can expect and how to tailor your listing to attract them. Number 4, create a compelling listing. I know that you're ready to take your hosting game to the next level. Of course you are. After all, you're here watching this incredible piece of content on the channel. So you've got a space that you're ready to rent out on Airbnb, but here's the thing, your Airbnb listing is your storefront. And we all know that first impressions are everything, right? That's why if you want to attract those big bucks, you need to make your listing as compelling as possible. First things first, photos. High quality ones, please. No one wants to see blurry, poorly lit photos of your space. And for the love of all that is good in this world, make sure your space is clean and tidy before taking any photos. Nobody wants to see your laundry strewn across the bed or your dirty dishes piled high in the sink. Next up, your description. Don't just say your space is nice or cozy. Give us something. Is there a breathtaking view from your balcony? Do you have a fully stocked bar in your living room? Tell us what sets your space apart from the rest. And finally, highlight those unique features that make your home stand out. Maybe you have a killer record collection or a vintage arcade game in the corner. Whatever it is, make sure you let your guests know. Number 5, prepare your space. Wait, what? So you're now planning on having guests over, huh? Looks like we're moving very fast. Good for you! But before you start sending out those invites, let's talk about something very important. Preparing your space. Listen, I'm not saying your place is a dump or anything, but let's be blunt. It's not exactly a 5-star hotel, is it? So you're going to need to put in a little bit of effort to make sure your guests are comfortable. I suggest getting rid of any potential hazards. You don't want your guests tripping over that pile of clothes on the floor or getting tangled up in those cords hanging from your TV. Safety first, people! Next up, let's clean this place up. I'm talking dusting, vacuuming, and maybe even a little bit of scrubbing if you are feeling fancy. And don't forget to change those sheets. I mean, who knows what kind of questionable activities you've been up to in that bed of yours. Oh, and one more thing, make sure you stock up on some toiletries. I mean, unless you want your guests to be using that half-empty bottle of shampoo you've been holding on to since 2015. You don't want that, do you? Number 6, communicate clearly with guests. Oh boy, here we go. We're talking about communicating with guests on Airbnb. You know, the thing that can make or break your hosting experience. No pressure, right? Let me tell you, communication is key. If you want to be a successful host on Airbnb, you need to respond to guest inquiries promptly. Don't leave them hanging for days wondering if they'll ever hear from you again. That's a quick way to get a bad review and scare away potential guests. And don't just give them a one-word answer either. Provide detailed information about your space. Let them know what amenities are available, what kind of neighborhood they'll be staying in, and any quirks they should be aware of. If you've got a creaky staircase or a temperamental shower, don't keep it a secret. Your guests will appreciate the heads up. Finally, be available to answer questions and address concerns. You don't want your guests feeling like they're all alone in a strange place. If they've got a question or a problem, be there to help them out. It'll make their stay much more enjoyable, and they'll be more likely to leave you a glowing review. Number 7, get feedback and make improvements. If there's one thing that's more nerve-wracking than putting your space up for rent, it's asking strangers for feedback on it. Now, look, if you want to be a successful host, you gotta do what you gotta do. So after your guests have left, it's time to put on your thick skin and read through their feedback. Don't worry, it's not like they're going to be mean or anything. Well, maybe they will, but you gotta take it with a grain of salt. After all, not everyone has the same taste, right? Now, when you're reading through the feedback, take note of the things that guests liked and disliked about your space. Did they love the vintage decor in the living room but hated that lumpy mattress in the bedroom? Well, now you know what you need to work on. But don't just stop there. You gotta take action and make some improvements pronto. Get that mattress replaced or add some extra pillows to make it more comfortable. Maybe even switch up the decor in the bedroom while you're at it. With some improvements and a few good reviews, you might just become the hottest Airbnb listing in town. Becoming an Airbnb co-host with no experience is entirely possible, and it can be a fun and rewarding experience. Just remember to take things one step at a time. Do your research, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. So what are your thoughts on hosting for Airbnb? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more content. In fact, if you want a step-by-step guide on how to co-host on Airbnb, watch this video next where I'll show you exactly how. So click the video on the screen now and we'll see you in the next one.